In simple terms, when you say, I don't have enough money, you're asking for more money, and it is being vibrationally received. In fact, there is a veritable vortex of abundance that has been amassed for you, and all cooperative components have already been gathered. But if you're over here beating the drum of the I don't have enough money, then you are the last holdout. You're not a cooperative component to the abundance that has been gathered. And so it makes you believe, it makes you tell others, I want it, but it does not come to me. My reality is I don't have enough money. I check my bank account on an hourly basis and it's not improving. The reality of it is, in my reality, Abraham, my present tense reality, Abraham, is that there's not enough money, and I don't care what you say about this vortex of creation, I can't spend that stuff. And we say, yes, you can. This is a currency that is abundance of all nature. It's abundance of clarity. It's an abundance of the stuff that you call money. It's an abundance of vitality. It's an abundance of well-being. It is cashable. It is redeemable. It is spendable, and it is yours. That's, we call it your vibrational escrow, your vortex of creation. It is the vibrational version of everything that you've asked for, but you've got to tune yourself to it, which brings us back around to something that you've got to acknowledge, which is not the easiest thing in the world to acknowledge. You are vibrational beings, and most of you don't even know it. You think you're flesh, blood, and bone, and you think this bank account has a reality to it, and we say, your bank account is just currency that is moving around. Really, when was the last time that you carried big bags of money and spent them for things? In other words, most of you have that little plastic thing that you use. And if you can accept the reality of that kind of currency, we think you ought to be able to accept the reality of this vibrational currency. In other words, it's real. It's a vibrational currency. It's a bank account with your name on it. No one else has access to it. It is password protected. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours. Nobody will ever abscond with it. But the fact that you're not cashing it in doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It just means you're not using the passcode that has been given to you correctly. And the way you do that is by feeling your way into the vortex. You have to know that, because as you move around the planet and you interact with people, you see people living in similar circumstances that are manifesting entirely differently. You see people who everything seems to always go wrong for them, and you see people who everything seems to always go right for them. And you just got to know there's a vibrational variance that makes the difference in what's happening to you, not just generally, but specifically moment by moment. So what we're getting at is, you could be observing something that isn't something that you want. And as you're observing it, you're taking it in, you're having conversations about it, and in doing so, you're holding your vibration in an even more specific place. Because the more attention you give to anything, the more specifically focused you are, and the more specifically focused you are, the faster the energy moves and the faster the manifestation becomes. So you could be looking at this thing, and let's call it, for sake of this analogy, something unwanted, and this is the point we want to make with you. Without even realizing it, your observation of your current financial condition or your physical condition or your relationship condition or whatever it is that you're focusing upon, your attention to it is causing a vibrational response in you which equals your point of attraction. Now, your point of attraction isn't something that's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Your point of attraction is something that's manifesting now. So much so that this thought and this conversation that you've got going on is going to cause the next people who walk into your experience to reflect back to you precisely what it is you've got going on. Well, you took that pretty well. Because, well, that's hard. It's a hard thing to hear. What we're saying to you is, in terms of physics, it would be like saying to you, as you're driving down the road, you want to look where you're going, not where you are, and not where you've been. You want to look where you're going, and while that's simplistic and really almost silly, it's the same idea. We want you to look toward what will manifest, but we want you to look toward what is. We want you to feel the realness of who you are.